Now, like, so, right, Manic Street Preachers, Little Baby Nothing. I used to be like a huge Manic Street Preachers fan when I was probably about 14, 15 years old. They were a very, very important band to me at that time. You know, like they occupied a very specific point of my life. But Generation Terrorist was never an album that I was particularly into. I think it's not aged particularly well. Even back when I was listening to it, you know, 97, 98 maybe, you know, when it wasn't even that old, it hadn't aged well at all. But you know, there's some great tracks on it, but like Little Baby Nothing, it's a very profound track, and it kind of came into my head. I don't like the kind of used by men line, for some reason, was in my head, so I kind of listened to it and was just taken back. Not like I was taken back, not back in time, I was taken back by just how ahead of the curve these guys were. You know, Manic Street Preachers, they were swimming upstream against so many issues, and you know, at the time, you know, what they represented for me, you know, like as a teenager, that I was figuring out who I was, what felt right for me, what I believed in, and what these guys were representing in terms of, they just kind of had this very, I guess nowadays it would be called, or they were very anti-toxic masculinity. Now that phrase sums up a lot of things very, very well for me, about, you know, certain behaviours that I just cannot subscribe to, never have been able to, and at that point in my life, it was very hard not to get sucked up into toxic masculinity. There was never really that term for it back when I was 14, 15, but the Manic Street Preachers helped validate my feelings about being opposed to all of that kind of stuff. It wasn't just okay to be different, it was, you have to be against that. You have to kind of be in your face and, you know, opposed to that type of behavior. So like I say, I was aware of what they stood for, but like not as much as listening to it now. I mean, like Little Baby Nothing is a very feminist, pro-feminist song, and at the time I wouldn't have, it kind of flew over my head, but listening to it now, it's just like, wow, these guys were talking about this issue so long ago. Like, what, 30? No. Yeah. Wow, 30 years ago that song came out. Like, wow, that's incredible. I didn't realize it was that old, but like, but you know, like I was watching the video, and it could be something that would, you know, raise eyebrows now in terms of what they are, you know, their morals, what they're standing for, what they're promoting, and that's crazy. Like, those guys were doing that so long ago. Like, you know, fair play to them. You know, hooray for the Manic Street Preachers, I guess.